Hi guys, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the LPB British Touring Car and Support Race Championship on Project Cars 2. This is race 3 in the touring cars at Oulton Park Island Circuit. Neil Farmack is on pole from Bidzster and TY, and we are off. Good start by Blaney in 4th place, right behind TY down towards the first corner. Bidzster on the inside of Neil into the first corner. Contact between the leaders. Oh no, it's all happened already. TY gets caught up. Neil Farmack goes backwards. Bidzster's hopping over the grass. Don't know what happened there. Don't know whether Neil turned in or Bidzster just went for a gap that just wasn't there. But Bidzster's still on the grass. He's clearly letting Neil go because he thinks it's his fault. So what a dramatic opening to the race. Not even got to the first corner and something's happened. So down towards the island hairpin then. Blaney's in the lead. Good lad, Blaney. TY into the hairpin, missed his braking point. Almost takes out one of the Team Red cars. Oh wow, all happening in this race, and RZR Blade's gone off as well. I don't know whether he was involved in contact with someone. So all happening there. We'll get some replays on this first lap action after the first lap's done, because we're not done yet. James Deluxe and Cyrex into the chicane with Keith behind. Then we've got Neil Farmack and Bidzster still at it, still battling it. Oh, Callum's gone round and he's been hit, and he's rolled over. He's been hit by RZR Blade. And TY's gone off the track as well. Oh, what a chaotic opening lap. Everything's happening. The only thing that's not happened yet is a clean pass. As we go down towards Lodge Corner then, Blaney in the lead of the race. Still, James Deluxe and Cyrex and Keith still all behaving themselves. So the top 4 behaving themselves. And then here come the Rebels. Bidzster there in 5th place. There he goes with Neil just behind him. Then we've got RZR, Callum and TY further back. Callum with quite a bit of damage to that car. TY coming down towards the Lodge Corner as well. Oh, what an opening lap as the Team Red cars close together, but we'll just quickly fit those replays in. Okay, here's the replay now of the start of both with TY to see what happens. So we go down towards the first corner. Bidzster's on the inside, Neil's slightly ahead. Into the corner, both cars want to go for the same bit of tarmac. Bidzster hits Neil, sideways we go. And I think, to be honest, that was a bit of both. Bidzster were a bit greedy, wanted to try and get into the first corner, and Neil Farmack closing the door quite firm there, so both had their parts to play in that one. Okay, here we are again on board with TY coming down towards the hairpin on that one. This is where he outbrakes himself and almost took out other cars. Onto the brakes. Oh, almost takes out the leader as well. Almost takes out Blaney and James Deluxe, but then gets the car turned round and rejoins the race. Okay, he's on board with RZR Blade to see what happens to him as well. So onto the brakes, and we're not going to stop, we're going to hit. Yeah, we hit Callum right up the back end, and that's what RZR Blade was waiting for. He was waiting to let Callum back through, which is sportingly does. There he goes, and then we rejoin the race. And here we are again on board with RZR Blade to see what happens between him and Callum. So into the chicane, and then Callum makes a mistake, loses it, and we can't go anywhere. Boom! Hit Callum, and Callum just completely goes over. Okay, here's another angle of that now from on board with TY. See there, boom! RZR hits Callum, and Callum does a complete somersault, lands on his wheels, and TY's that surprised he goes and mows a bit of grass himself. So as you come back from all those replays and all that action, back to it. Blaney's still in the lead. James Deluxe and Cyrex still 2nd and 3rd for Team Red. Team Red looking a very strong force. Keith leading Team Blue after Bidzster trying to play pinball with Neil. As we go into the island hairpin, the top 3 very close together in this one. Out of the hairpin we go, down towards Knickerbrook. Blaney still holding on to the lead now. Got a few cars close back here. Neil Farmack and Callum, Neil Farmack and Bidzster quite close together. Callum and TY also close. Meanwhile, back to the leaders. James Deluxe looking for a win in this one, looking to try and get past Blaney. Cyrex there on his wing, waiting to help. Up towards Druids then. Blaney in defensive mode now. Defending already. Both cars up on the curb, using the curb. All these Megans, and yet the Mercedes is right back. The 2 Mercedes right back in 4th and 5th. This track suiting them a bit more than the previous ones. But as they hop over the curbs, up the hill, James Deluxe looking for a way around Blaney now. There's all the Megans come up towards Old Hall, the first corner. Blakeney still defends from James Deluxe. Goes a bit wide on the exit though. This could be James Deluxe's opportunity. It's almost contact as they squeeze each other down towards Cascades. And James Deluxe is just ahead. Syrex now looking for a way through. Hops and mounts the curb. James Deluxe in the lead. James Deluxe takes the lead of the race. Blakeney down to second place. Syrex in third. Close as you like. Keith and Bidzster still running together a bit further back. James Deluxe then in the lead, doesn't bother to defend too much, just focuses on his line, gets out the corner. Blakeney now looking for redemption, knocks the cones in frustration. As they go down towards Knickerbrook, Blakeney moves out to have a look down the inside, and he's going down the inside, he's going for the inside. Oh, just about, James Deluxe just rolls it off the brakes, just covers it off. Good driving there by both them two. As now Bidzster's catching up to the back of Keith now. So there's Keith and Bidzster running close together, Team Blue. And now here's Syrex on the back of Blakeney now. So Blakeney in a Team Red sandwich. As we go down towards Lodge Corner. All still quite close together, Blakeney and Syrex. Up towards Lodge. Will anyone make a little mistake here? Blakeney does. Blakeney runs a bit wide, and so does Bidzster in the background. Blakeney runs wide, and now it's Syrex side by side with him, coming down towards Old Hall. Is he alongside enough? Oh, the cars make contact on the straight. Oh, as close as you like. Fantastic stuff. Into Old Hall, still side by side. Blakeney just drives around the outside of Syrex. Says, no, you do not, sunshine. You're not having it that easy. Haha, no way. As we watch now Bidzster closing up to the back of Keith, sliding that Mercedes round Cascades. Neil still not too far behind. Syrex has lost it. Syrex has lost it. I didn't know if there were contact there. I was looking at the other cars, but Syrex now comes back from his rallycross moment, back in 6th place. Do not know what happened, but we'll just get a quick replay on that. Okay, here's a replay of what happened to Syrex on lap 4. So goes round Cascades, a little bit of a twitch over the curb, runs wide onto the grass, then tries to correct the slide and then just corrects too early, and then right off onto the grass, and then you'll see him rejoin on the left. There he is, rejoins on the left just there. So as we come back from that replay then, Blakeney in 2nd place still, and now Keith up to 3rd. Keith on the podium for Team Blue. Good job, Keith. Got to be in it to win it as Keith, just as that Jinx in there, goes off, makes a mistake. Bidzster goes through, and will Neil go through as well? Will be able to hold on to the position? No, Keith, just as I say, he's doing well, makes a mistake, right back down to 5th place. Commentators curse. Back down to 5th place. Unlucky for Keith, who doing so well, but hopefully he's got the pace in this one to keep with the pack. So good job, Keith. As Neil goes through now on the back of Bidzster. Bidzster catching up to Blakeney now, hungry for more. As James Deluxe with a decent lead now in front. Into Lodge. Slight little lock up there for Bidzster, but no harm done. Up and over the top. Down towards Old Hall, on to lap 5 out of 14. Remember, this touring car race based on 20-minute length, not 15 minutes. So that extra 5 minutes could make or break a race for someone, as all the cars using the curb on exit. Bidzster a bit of the grass as well, but no harm done. Down towards Cascades. Throw the car into Cascades. That Mercedes just naturally drifting around a bit more than the McGann as Blakeney goes off and so tries to take out more advertisements, so Blakeney loses 2 positions in one go. That just shows you what can happen. One little mistake, right back. Bidzster now with Neil Farmack all over the back of him. Just so, and takes out the 2 remaining cones, and then Blakeney there with a nice headbutt. As we go down towards Knickerbrook now. James Deluxe in the lead, Bidzster 2nd place, Neil 3rd, Blakeney down a 4th from that little incident that we saw earlier. As Bidzster throwing the car into the chicane, almost into that tyre wall, but luckily just about corrects the car just in time. As everyone now powers up the hill. There's Syrex back in 6th place after that mistake. Callum and Razadar Blade near the back still struggling. 7th and 8th positions. And TY again right at the back, not having a good weekend this time. TY just not had the pace, and back into 9th position. So as we go back to the leaders then, James Deluxe in 1st as the camera just decides to freeze itself on screen, and then it'll reset. There we go. As we go out of Lodge, Blakeney a bit wide there in the background, but still didn't really gain any advantage from that. Actually, he might have done actually, because he's closing up to Neil. So Blakeney testing the track limits there. Down towards Old Hall, up through Old Hall. Bidzster a bit wide, Neil a little bit wide, but not too wide, which is fine. That's just about, you can just about get away with that. As we go into Cascades now, Bidzster throws the car in. Neil very smooth out the corner, looking to get a good run towards the hairpin. Bidzster should stay to the right now to defend. Neil goes out to the left, going to try going around the long way. He's going to try and go around the long way. Both cars contact into the corner. Neil trying to keep it around the outside. Bidzster having none of that. And then hitting each other again on the straight, hip and shoulder. Neil's like, nah, you're not getting away with it that easily. And Bidzster's like, no, go away, I'm defending this one. Into Knickerbrook over the chicane, and then contact again as he goes into the chicane. Oh, the Bidzster defending for his life, Neil attacking for his life, blatantly rubbing his hands thinking, ha, it's Christmas, do it again, I might be able to get through this time. But no Christmas present yet for Blatantly. No opportunity yet, and still no Christmas present for Neil. Bidzster taping his hands together, saying, no, you're not getting any. As we go down towards Lodge then, James Deluxe in the lead, 3 seconds away. These three scrapping over presents for second place. As all three of them very close together as they come up over the rise, up towards Old Hall Corner. First corner. Quite a challenging one. Got to get the car turned in. Don't let it go too wide, otherwise you'll be going over the curb, as almost all three of them do there. Neil Farmack a bit more than the other two. As they come down towards Cascades, Neil Farmack there. Oh, I think he gained a bit of an advantage there over those track limits. But I think all three of them did, to be fair, to be honest. Just Neil exploited it a bit more than the other two. But Bidzster goes defensive now down towards the hairpin. Will Neil Farmack try it again? Onto the brakes we go, into the corner. Both cars going round. Blatantly trying to sneak up the inside, trying to follow Bidzster. As just about slaps in behind Neil there. Good close racing between these lot. Fantastic race so far. James Deluxe is just still out front, still dominating the race, still doing a good job. Bidzster defends the inside, Neil's exposed, Blatantly's looking for a way through now, but no way through. Now Neil's got to focus his mirrors on Blatantly, and Bidzster gets a good half a second to a second lead there as Blatantly goes side by side with Neil and finds the gravel, eats all the kitty litter, and goes down towards fourth place. There was no contact there, just Blatantly on the outside on the dirty line, couldn't get the car turned in, and down to fourth goes Blatantly. Well, he was still in fourth, but just a lot further back now in fourth place, as Keith in fifth place there. Just gone off the pace slightly. Cyrex is now closing up to the back of Keith now, coming down towards Lodge. Keith doesn't even bother to defend from Cyrex as he go down to the corner. Cyrex with a demon run out of Druids up the inside into Lodge. Beautiful move. Will Keith go for a fight back here? He'll not have the straight line speed in that Mercedes, but he'll have the cornering speed. But he might be able to get close for the next corner. We'll have to wait and see. Into Old Hall we go. Cyrex goes a bit wide. He is going a bit wide there, but Keith still stays behind. Cyrex resumes the position. Neil Farmack then third position there behind Bidzster. Blatantly falling off in the background and just a bit wide out of Cascades there, just losing a bit of time. Meanwhile, Cyrex and Keith still close together. Cyrex now in front of Keith from that move we just saw a minute ago. As Keith comes down towards the hairpin, following Cyrex round. Cyrex starting to pull away a little bit now, so starting to try and attack Blatantly now, just getting his head down, seeing what he can do. Callum meanwhile at the back, nearer the back, 7th place. Azadar Blade 8th, TY in 9th, but TY is closing up to these lots, so whether TY's had to pit again I don't know, but TY with a horrible race this time, but hopefully next week at the special event he will be able to claw some points back. Next week, double points. The week before Christmas, double points. So it is going to be some classic and modern races. We've got some classic touring cars and we've got some modern support races that we're going to put in there, but we'll not give away too much. I'll let you find out next time when you tune into LPB Racing. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, guys. Wanted to try and grow the group as much as possible as Neil and Bidzster go out of Old Hall down towards Cascades, through that little kink into Cascades. Bidzster throwing the car sideways into the corner as ever Bidzster does. Neil Farmack smooth closes up on the exit. Blatantly again in the background running slightly wide there, but no harm done. Down towards the island hairpin. Bidzster and Neil are not finished yet. Bidzster has to dart into the corner just to try and avoid being hit by Neil there, because Neil braked a bit late there, but still managed just about to get the car stopped. So down to Knickerbrook, into the chicane. Both cars hitting the apex as well. So just how agile that Mercedes is through the corners, how much Bidzster can gain through those corners, but then as you go up the hill, the McGann will start to close in. The McGann favouring the long sweeping corners over the tight ones. the Mercedes the other way around. It loves its tight corners, but around these long ones it does slide out a little bit. Not as stable on the long corners as the Megane is. Down towards Lodge. James Deluxe then in the lead still. We've got Blakeney there in 4th place. He's been caught by Cyrex slowly, so Cyrex on the move then. As we look back here at TY, there's TY. He's actually catching up to RZR Blade just in front of him, so he's only a couple of seconds off RZR Blade. As we should just see RZR Blade coming out of picture in a minute as we go down the hill. There he is in the green car just down there, the green and yellow car. That's RZR Blade and Callum, so RZR Blade is actually catching up to Callum as well. So that could be a good little battle to have a look at. As we come out of Lodge Corner, up the hill, RZR Blade and Callum close together. Callum's still struggling to find some pace in this in Project Cars 2, but still, he'll get there in the end. He's got the talent, he just needs to get used to the game. And he should be up there getting more and more podiums as the season goes on. Down to Cascades then, into Cascades. Good lines there from both. Nice in the middle and then bring it out. Let it run wide on the exit. Good racing there by these two. Down towards the island hairpin. Onto the brakes. RZR Blade a lot later on the brakes than Callum there. Clearly a lot more faith in the brakes. As they come down now, up the hill, up the climb, and then down towards Knickerbrook. As we look back at Blakeney and Cyrex, who are still quite close together. So Cyrex has caught up to Blakeney quite a bit now. So coming up towards Druids, lap 10 out of 14. So 4 laps remaining in this race when James Deluxe crosses the line this next time round. Cross under the bridge, down towards Lodge. Hitting them brakes, into Lodge, down the little dip, and away we go. And both cars with a good run through there. Bidzster and Neil still close together. They've been close all race. They make contact at the start, they make contact again. They make even more contact in about half distance, but still it's all fair racing. It's just two guys trying really hard to get a position, and whenever Bidzster, Neil or TY are close on track, you can guarantee it's going to be a good battle. As we go now down towards the island hairpin, Bidzster not feeling as though he needs to fully defend, but still keeping the car mid-track just to make sure Neil's not going to try any last minute moves. Into the hairpin we go, locks up a bit but gets a decent run out, and so does Neil. As we go up the hill again, the acceleration of the Megane will keep it right with that Mercedes. As we go down the hill, down to Knickerbrook, into the chicane. Both cars not abusing the curbs too much, because if you abuse the curbs too much that could risk 2 wheels and then you could risk hitting a tyre wall or going off into the gravel, so you don't want to do that. So both cars keeping more or less the same gap at the moment. Meanwhile Blakeney and Cyrex out of that same chicane, and again the same sort of gap between Blakeney and Cyrex. So not much change there, as RZR Blade's been passed by TY. So RZR Blade's he's right back in 9th place now. He's about 10 seconds off TY as well, so he's gone really far back. And Callum's just been passed by TY as well. So TY moves up to 7th place, Callum back down to 8th. So TY makes up 2 positions in the space of a lap. So well done to TY. But his next target is about another 12-13 seconds in front, which is Keith. So he's got a long way to go to get to Keith. But Blakeney and Cyrex then across the line, still very close together. Down towards Old Hall, I dare say Cyrex is closer than he's ever been in this race so far to Blakeney. As we go down to Cascades, but Blakeney going for a slightly defensive line there. I don't know why he would go for that defensive line, but yeah, that's what happens. And Cyrex goes alongside, Blakeney gets a bad run, the side-by-side coming down towards the hairpin, almost contact as wheel-to-wheel contact. That could have ended in disaster, but Blakeney very brave around the outside, keeps the line, gets the power on early, uses the curb, uses all the track, and gets the power on, and beautifully held round the outside. That's how you defend around the outside. Good job there by Blakeney, the class of how to do it. Into the chicane we go. Cyrex still not finding a way around. He's got, oh, Blakeney hits the chicane, misjudges that little inch, and Cyrex goes through. 1 extra inch on that chicane and Blakeney would have been fine, but just hits the tyres in the centre, just glances them, goes slightly off track, and Cyrex, that's all the invitation Cyrex needed to take 4th place. But I can tell you, Blakeney will be back on that attack. He will not let Cyrex go if he can help it. But Cyrex has already got a good run out of Druids, and he's already pulled a good half a second on him. So Cyrex now into Lodge Corner in 4th place, Blakeney back down to 5th. We'll come back to that battle in a bit as we look at Bidzster and Neil then around the first corner of the penultimate lap of the race, lap 13 of 14. Both cars still very close together. Into Cascades we go. Bidzster, the usual drift into the corner. Neil, the usual smoothness out of it. They're catching up to James Deluxe ever so slightly, but James Deluxe has still got that 3-second lead. So James Deluxe still in a very happy place at the front. Neil Farmack going for the dive down the inside as Bidzster runs wide. Neil Farmack runs alongside, out of the corner. Both cars get a good run, but this is where you'll see the top end of them again. He'll start to pull right alongside Bidzster. Bidzster's going to have to be very brave on the brakes down into here to keep this position. On the brakes we go. Neil Farmack goes through and nearly loses it. I don't know if there was contact there, but he goes into the corner and loses the back end, and Bidzster goes straight back through. If Bidzster did hit in there, I mean, he couldn't really help hitting Neil, because Neil just came, his car just naturally came across in front of Bidzster. But even if there were contact, nothing much that can be done there. But we'll still get a replay on that just to make sure. So as you come back from that then, Bidzster in second place, Neil down to third after that glorious battle. And we've still got a good battle back here, because Blakeney's not letting Cyrex go. He's still trying to stay with him. Still wants that fourth place back. Out of Lodge corner, Cyrex with the better run though, up over the hill. As you go across the line, his teammate still in the lead of the race, James Deluxe. So James Deluxe still at the front of this race, and there's that man there in that red car down towards the island hairpin. Quite a very good performance from James Deluxe in this one, and this could be one of his first wins, if I'm not corrected, in LPB Racing, and I think it will be actually. Yes, it will be his first win with LPB Racing, so this would be a good show from James Deluxe if he can pull this off. So I'm not going to guarantee it just yet, because he's got to get around the last half a lap. As we look at Bidzster and Neil, still close together, but Neil's got to close right onto Bidzster, and that's how he'll do it. Bidzster goes right up on two wheels, almost hits the tyre wall on the way down, and a big squirm and a big slide, and that's not what you want to do on the last lap of the race. Give yourself a little heart attack like that as they go down up towards Druids now. Meanwhile, Cyrex and Blakeney are still close together, so Blakeney could still have a good stab into Lodge if he can get a good run round Druids. But here comes James Deluxe towards Druids in dominant fashion. Down out of Lodge, up Deer Leap, across, up the hill, and James Deluxe takes his first win with LPB Racing. Well done, James Deluxe, good win there. Bidzster's going to come across the line in second place. Neil flashed his lights in third. Cyrex is going to come across the line to just take Blakeney on the line, so Cyrex gets fourth. Blakeney finishes in fifth position. Keith comes across the line in sixth, a valiant effort, a very good pace at the start of the race. So Keith finishes in sixth. Callum is going to finish in seventh position. There goes Callum up into seventh. There he goes. And RZR's past TY on the last lap. TY makes an error. So TY makes an error back down to 9th place. RZR gets 8th place. So TY goes backwards on the last lap yet again. Not a good weekend for TY, the one that he wants to forget. RZR Blade finishes in 8th, and TY will finish in 9th place. So we'll just get those results confirmed for you now. Okay guys, let's run you through those results then. So James Deluxe wins for Team Red. Good win there for James Deluxe. Bidzster finishes in 2nd place. Neil Farmack finishes in 3rd. Cyrex is 4th. 5th place is Blakeney. 6th is Keith. Callum finishes in 7th position. RZR Blade in 8th. And TY brings it home in 9th place. So there's your winner, James Deluxe. He takes his first win with LPB Racing. There he is in that red Megane. Well done to James Deluxe. And don't forget, guys, to tune in next week for the special event. We will have 4 different car and track combinations to do. 4 15-minute races, all worth double points. Don't miss that out, guys. So see you next time, guys. Take care.